So, sentimental value. This is the Casio W96H 1BV. I'm not a big reference number guy.
No,
so,
me neither. I can spout probably a couple of Rolex reference numbers, but other than that, I'm not a reference number guy.
So it's this guy right here.
I'm looking at it. You sent me the link of it here.
Yeah.
There's it's very cool.
So
What's the story
yeah.
behind that?
So yeah, it was my grandfather's watch.
Nice.
I know a lot of people have those stories of their grandfather leaving them Pateks or Rolex or
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And no one left this to me. I was very close with my grandfather. No one left it, but it has an alarm that goes off at 2 p.m. every day.
Okay.
And my grandma did not know how to shut it off. And, I haven't shut it off. I let it go off, but she's like, "Do you want this? It annoys me." It was your grandfather's. And my grandfather was that guy who he liked nice things. He was more into cars, but he he would go buy a watch from like Walmart or Target for like $10-15, and that was his watch. And when it ran out of battery, I don't know that he just didn't want to go through the hassle of changing the battery or didn't know that he could, but he would just chuck the watch and buy a new one.
Yeah.
So but this was the watch he had for some years before, up until he passed away. And so cool story. I'm not 100% sure that it's true, but I'm like 90% sure that it is.
Let's just go with it. Whatever it is, it's true.
I wanted to know why it went off at 2 p.m. every day. And I asked my grandmother, "Do you know why? Did he take like pills at 2 p.m.? Like was that like a thing?" And she's like, "No." So there was one day I was sitting down in the living room with my grandma, and she watches her soaps during the day. Like
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives. Got to get that.
See, we don't get Days of Our Lives over here. The only reason we know what Days of Our Lives is because Joey from Friends was in it.
Friends.
Other than that, we don't know what Days of Our Lives is. But we have our own versions of it, I'm sure.
That is the extent of me being a fan of Days of Our Lives,
Yeah.
is following Dr. Drake Ramore. But no, so my grandma watched Days of Our Lives every day, and it ends at 2. And my grandfather hated it.
That's amazing.
So I'm like, oh my god, I think he set this to know when he could go in the living room.
That's brilliant.
But yeah, he was a funny guy, into cartoons a lot. Definitely is probably the person that got me into cartoons and animation. But this watch is so sentimental to me because every day at 2 he makes me laugh, and he's been gone for 3 years. So
You know what? Firstly, having the watch from your grandfather is an amazing way to kind of connect with him. But secondly, and having it go off every day at a specific time for a funny reason that'll remind you of that nice memory of your grandfather every day, I think is probably one of the coolest watch stories I've probably ever heard. So before I tear up, let's move on.